We all saw how Katsina State governor took pictures with bandits. Did he stop the banditry? It emboldened them. We have all heard reports of how various state governors frolic and dance Makossa and Sukus with bandits. They're probably in bed. We've seen pictures, we've seen things. So it's not
alright guys, almost breaking news as the service chiefs has come out to make a strong allegation concerning the judiciary, saying that the judiciary is behind Boko Haram activities in Nigeria, that anytime they arrested any Boko Haram boys, that judiciary will quickly file for their release. It is now clear to Nigerians that those sponsoring Boko Haram are those in power. I don't need to talk too much because a lot of questions are rising up saying that Kuje prison break are also part of it. Make una watch the video because things is really getting out of hand in this country. Watch the video and share the video because Rufai has come out to release enough basketballs.
A couple of days ago, the National Security Advisor said things were getting better in terms of security in the country. Some days after, the CDS has given him his answer. What's the answer? Things ain't getting better. Pure and simple. He went further to indict the forces and the prison warders for conniving with. So what we have is we have a proper war economy full on that is now partner with prison warders. I'd like to make some suggestions. Maybe we should start by investigating the Kuje jailbreak again and all the jailbreaks that have happened. Because if the CDS is now saying that they're partnering with prison warders, then there's no how you would tell me that those jailbreaks were not suspect in this country. So let's start by investigating all the jailbreaks that happened in the space of about a year or two, or even further down. What happened? Because those jailbreaks really look too good to be true. And today, let's piece what the CDS has said. Furthermore, he talked about Simon Ekpa, talked about the judiciary. I think the judiciary should watch it. There's another case now that they're talking about in Kano. The certified true copy was different from what was read in the judgment. These are allegations anyway. We need to watch it in the judiciary. Dr. Sam Amadi wrote a very good back page in This Day Today, talking about the incoherence of election judgments. I think it's a good read for you. The judiciary needs to watch it. Justice Datijo too said his bit. We all remember what he said. The judiciary needs to watch it. The funny thing that the CDS did was that while he blamed everybody, what about the role of the forces he leads? Can he also say that they have done creditably well? Because he's quick to blame others, yes, but himself. Has there any point he's been found wanting? What can he do to upgrade things for the military? Because what we heard was, there's no appropriate spending, the food allowance is small and everything. But what are those other weaknesses he senses that he could also talk about and expatiate on? Because it's so easy to point fingers at everybody else. He also talked about the media glorifying. No, I totally disagree. He gets it wrong. I was part, various consultation group, between media authorities and the forces to be able to talk about how media should report the activities. And the media has done well to be able to state the facts and not glorify this. It's in fact the state that has been glorifying and pampering terrorists. Let's pick a struggle. Want to be hardline on them? Or want to do Operation Safe Corridor where we give them dodo, jollof rice, pepper soup, isn't it? And give them ashwebi. So in one breath, it is the state that is coming to glorify. The state, let me also tell you how the state glorifies this. Dubai authorities reported that some people were, apprehended for some money is being transferred for activity. To today, we've not seen them prosecuted. So when does the state act on these key prosecutions it has to have on terrorism activities? So when the people does not see that the state acts on these matters, it looks as though we're glorifying them. It is the state that glorifies terrorists. We all saw how Katsina State governor took pictures with bandits. Did he stop the banditry? It emboldened them. We have all heard reports of how various state governors frolic and dance Makossa and Sukus with bandits. They're probably in bed. We've seen pictures, we've seen things. So it's not the media, it is the state. And that's why I say there's an economy for crime and terror in parts of this country. Because the people that do these unscrupulous things, it looks as though state actors legitimizing them. Why was the governor in the first place taking picture with bandits and say we have a rapprochement? Fight them if you're going to fight them. Pick a struggle if you're going to pick a struggle. So what all of this says, by all the service chief, and the police officer says, you know, the IG says we are under police. We've all known that. Most of the police officers are supposed to take care of the citizens like you and me are for VIPs, because we are not VIPs. So they'll rather go and stick with VIP. So even if we employ more police forces, they'll still go to VIPs. The number of more police forces we employ, we've talked about state policing and true federalism. Is it with what happened in Kogi? Elections that want to have state policing, Amimo and other elections? That's always been the fear, except we have a way to be able to rein the state policing and don't make them subject to the governors totally. But I'm sure the governors will first be the ones to fight for autonomy. So see, all that has been said at the Senate yesterday just negates what the National Security Advisor says. Newsflash, we're in dire straits. How can we solve the problem? I believe in Nigeria, and let's start by solving our problems. Dr. Bati?
Well, yesterday, the Chief of Defense Staff of Nigeria, along with service chiefs, including the Inspector General of Police, appeared before the House of Representatives. As part of the responsibility of the legislature to play an oversight role. The job of the legislature is not just lawmaking, there's also the oversight function. And what we had yesterday was members of the House of Representatives asking the Chief of Defense Staff and other service chiefs to come and give accounts. Now, I'm particularly interested in some of the submissions made by the Chief of Defense Staff, who is the leader of the team. He made quite a number of points. One, that in the Northeast, the warders collude with Boko Haram terrorists who are in state custody to plan operations, to move funds. And I mean, this is how serious the situation is in Nigeria. When the Type 2 of Nigerian prisons was changed to correctional facilities, quite a number of people jubilated and said, well, nomenclature, if nomenclature means anything, moving from prison to correctional facility will seem to be, a step in the right direction. But this is the Chief of Defense Staff of Nigeria, Christopher Musa, telling us that warders in prisons in Nigeria, he cited the example of prisons in Borno State, are criminals. It's a very serious, that's a very serious matter. Now, he also talked about the media. He said that journalists glorify bandits and terrorists, and that this demoralizes the Nigerian army. Well, we don't glorify. Media practitioners are also interested in national security. We are also interested in Nigeria being a safe place for everyone. But the CDS says, in that regard, that everybody has a role. And yes, I guess in that regard, it's right. Everybody has a role. Even ordinary people have a role to inform the security agencies if they see that anything is amiss. But it is the experience of the average Nigerian that even when you assist the police with information, you are not safe. the Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, went further to complain about the judiciary. He said that, look, even when they arrest this, they keep them in custody for up to 5-6 years because it's not the job of the military to prosecute. So he's asking for a special court to try expeditiously. I think that that's one request, that should be favorably considered. Because he was even saying that, look, the regular courts, quoting the law and all of that, well, the business of the court is with the law. It's not with sympathy or emotions. I keep making that point. He says if you take, an accused person to court, before you enter your car, the court will have granted bail. Where the principle is simply that it's better for 9 people to be set free than for one innocent person to be convicted. So the court will just follow fundamental human rights in specific cases. But the CDS is asking special courts to try terrorists.